Hi everyone, how are you all doing? I just want to make another video today. It's been a fairly uneventful, grim weekend for me. The weather's been terrible, QPR lost again. So, got a bit of spare time, nothing much going on, so I want to make another video. Going through my Video Nasties collection, which I collect. I don't have them all though. Out of the 74 Video Nasties out there, I've got 45 of them. On the hunt for the other 29, of course. I have been collecting them seriously for around 2 or 3 years now. Yeah. Hopefully I'll complete the collection soon. Get all 74 on the shelves. Be cool. So yeah, just thought I'd go through, show you the ones that I've got already. We'll go through them in alphabetical order. Starting with Axe, which was okay. Very tame though. Surprising that it was on the Nasties list in the first place. But it's okay. The Beyond, one of my favourite Fulci films. Well, the favourite Fulci film. Excellent. Really good gore. Great zombie film. One of the best out there for sure. Next, we have Blood Feast. Considered the world's first gore movie. And yeah, it's pretty good. You know, I'm a fan of Herschel Gordon-Lewis. I've got all of his gore stuff anyway. But it's not my favourite film of his. But it's okay. Next we have Bay of Blood from 1971 from Mario Bava. Pretty good. Got some decent kills in there. Very influential on the slasher genre. Classic little film. The Burning. Excellent slasher. One of my favourites from the 80s for sure. Great kills. Good gore. Really good film. Next, Cannibal Terror, and it's a terrible film. One of the worst cannibal films I've ever seen. Yeah, only get it if you're into the Video Nasties, but really boring, terrible film. Next we have The Cannibal Man. Wow, sorry, just got distracted by the football there. Yeah, Cannibal Man, Spanish-made film from 1971. More of a drama than a horror film, but it's pretty good. Quite slow though. Not many kills, quite tame, but decent little film. Next, Contamination from 1980. Yeah, good. The first half of this film is the best. Has the best moments, you know. You got some good gore, and then it's all shown in slow motion, exploding chests, and pretty awesome. But the last half of the film turns into like an action adventure type thing. Gets a bit cheesy, but worth a look though. Contamination, decent. Cannibal Ferox, yeah, poor film really. It's worth watching due to the gore towards the last half of the film. You know, it takes a while for the good stuff to happen. Very cheesy, but not bad. Well, it's okay. This is the daddy of the cannibal films though for me. Excellent film. One of the best found footage type films out there as well. And one of the best cannibal films. It's great. Next we have Cannibal Apocalypse. Wasn't a big fan of this when I first watched it. But it gets better on repeated viewings. Good cast in there. Deep River Savages. This is the French release with the French title. This is the first Italian-made cannibal film, and it's probably the worst offender for the animal violence, because there's not much cannibalism in this one. Only one scene towards the end. It's more of it's like an Italian remake of A Man Called Horse, but this is still a pretty good film. Really, I enjoyed this one. Okay, moving on. We have Don't Look in the Basement, which was good for what it was. You know, it was made for the drive-in audience. The picture quality on all the prints is pretty bad, but that kind of adds to the nightmarish feel to it, gives it more of an atmosphere. But it's quite tame, but not too bad. Next we have Devil Hunter, terrible film from Jess Franco. Really crazy at times though, but quite boring. But glad I've got it finally for the collection. Next we have Dead and Buried. Decent little zombie film, an interesting one. Got pretty good atmosphere to it all. Decent gore effects from Stan Winston. Yeah, interesting one, very good. Next we have The Driller Killer, from the 70s. Good film, quite sleazy, I enjoyed it. Not the greatest thing ever, but I don't hate it as much as other people do. Worth a watch if you haven't seen it already. Next we have another little sleazy one, Don't Go in the House. This is pretty good. It's quite tame, but it's got one good kill in there where the woman's tied up and torched to death with a flamethrower. It's pretty cool. And the ending's awesome as well. So that's alright, Don't Go in the House. Next we have Death Trap, which is an odd little film from Toby Hooper, also known as Eaten Alive. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's about this guy that feeds, about this hotel owner that feeds guests to his pet alligator, I think it was, yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Next we have Evil Speak, which was, once again, it's okay. Not the greatest thing ever. Got some good gore towards the end. Yeah, not too bad. Next we have Flesh of Frankenstein. Really campy film. From the early 70s, 74 I think it was. But it's got some decent gore. It's enjoyable and fun, but once again, not really my cup of tea, the style of it. But not too bad. Next we have Faces of Death, which was, yeah, it's pretty good, it's pretty grim, but it's got a lot of fake stuff in there as well. I actually prefer Faces of Death 2, but this is pretty good. Next we have Funhouse, which I watched for the first time a few days back. Really enjoyed it, good atmosphere, quite creepy. And yeah, surprised with this one. Yep, Funhouse, pretty good. Next we have the Ghastly ones. Very cheaply made, very low budget. It's got a fairly decent story to it, but it's not the most graphic of films. Surprised it was on the Nasties list as well. It's okay. House on the Edge of the Park, another sleazy shocker from the Italian made. It's okay. Quite tame. It's more about the rape and terrorization. Only a couple of kills, none of them very bloody. But it's kind of a rape revenge film. So if you're not into those, just avoid this one, because it's quite nasty, vicious little film. Next we have Passed by the Cemetery, good Fulci film. Actually my first Italian horror film that I ever watched. It's pretty good, got good atmosphere, decent gore now and then, great ending too. So that's Passed by the Cemetery. Next we have Inferno from Argento, part of the Three Mothers trilogy. Pretty good film. Story's a little bit confusing, but it's a good one to look at. Decent kills in there. That's Inferno. Next we have Island of Death. Yeah, a bizarre, crazy little film. Greek made. Not too bad. I was a bit disappointed with it, to be honest. It kind of drags towards the end, but it's worth a watch if you're into strange little films. Next we have I Spit on the Grave, classic rape revenge film. Yeah, really like this one. Good film. Next we have Killer Nan. This one's okay as well, apparently based on a true story. It's more of a psychological thriller than a horror film. But yeah, it's quite sleazy. Got some nudity in there, not very graphic violence-wise. But not too bad. Next we have Living Dead at the Manchester Morgue, also known as Lex Eben calls it as well. Yeah, one of my favourite zombie films for sure. Really good atmosphere, quite creepy as well, and it's got some decent gore in there too. Solid film. Next we have Last House on the Left. Yeah, really good film. Well, I'm not the biggest fan of it, but it was very effective. I thought the scenes with the two policemen kind of ruined the atmosphere. They seemed out of place. But it's, yeah, a pretty grim film. Next up we have Mount of the Cannibal God. One of my favourite cannibal films, really enjoyable. It's more of an action adventure, but it's got some gore in there, some animal violence that may put people off. But I thought it was really enjoyable, entertaining. Next we have Night Train Murders, another rape revenge film. It's kind of the Italian version of Last House on the Left, but this is probably the better made of the two films, I thought. Too much time on the rape and not much time spent on the revenge. Only comes right at the end. So that's okay though. Good film. Next we have Night of the Bloody Apes, crazy little Mexican film. Very cheesy, very campy. Got some really hilarious gore and quite sleazy as well for its day. Good film, quite funny. Next up we have Nightmare in a Damaged Brain. Good sleazy little slasher, this one. I enjoyed this one. I've just ordered the American Code Red release on DVD. Hopefully it'll arrive here soon, because this one's cut by about 5 minutes. So I've had to make do with this one, but it's still enjoyable. Good film. Next we have Pranks. Yeah, it's a fairly average slasher from the 80s, you know. Nothing too surprising going on here, though there was a decent twist towards the end, which I didn't see coming. But the kills are pretty tame. It's okay, it's not very average. Next we have SS Hell Camp. Boring film really, nothing too much going on here. Lots of sex and nudity and rape, not as much gore and torture as I was expecting there. So, yeah, not a favourite film of mine at all. Next up we have another boring one, Snuff. It was only due to the last 5 minutes that caused all the controversy around this. But prior to that last minute Snuff sequence, yeah, it's really boring. Next up we have The Slayer, which is yeah, not too bad, decent little slasher, quite slow moving, but it's got some semi-decent kills, decent bit of gore. Worth a watch, good atmosphere in this one as well. Next we have Tenebrae, one of my favourite Argento films for sure. Love the twist ending, quite brutal as well at times, quite violent. Next up we have The Toolbox Murders, which was okay. I watched this for the first time a couple of weeks back, and it was okay. All the best stuff happens at the beginning. Another one that's apparently based on true events as well. Not sure if that's true or not. Next up we have Unhinged, which I don't hate as much as other people do. There's not much gore in this, only a few kills, but I enjoyed the atmosphere, you know, the setting of the film, and the twist at the end was kind of disturbing. Next up we have Zombie Creeping Flesh, which is once again terrible film but really enjoyable. Really enjoyable zombie film, kind of a take on the Dawn of the Dead, but it's really enjoyable. Got some decent gore in there as well. And Zombie Flesh Eaters, also known as Zombie 2, excellent zombie film as we all know from Fulci. Excellent looking zombies, great gore. Another goal. Yeah, who hasn't seen this one? And finally, The Evil Dead, the best of the video nasties by far, excellent film. So yeah, that's it. That's all my video nasties. All 45 of the ones I have. Still need to get 29 to complete them all. And hopefully within a year or so, hopefully complete them all. Though some are very rare to get hold of. You can only rely on bootlegs of some of them. But anyway, thanks for staying distance for those of you who chose to. Sorry it was long, but hope you found it of interest. So take care guys, see you in another video soon. Bye.